you talk about legacy, like Jon Jones, it's probably the best fighter that ever lives. Talk about if I have to choose someone in his prime that I put in the Coliseum hand to hand, I think it would be Jon Jones. It's hard to deny that. However, nobody beats time, and Thomas Aspinall is on a hell of a run now. So it's to see how they get a match. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. As a fan, I want to see this fight. I would like to see this fight, but I think Tom is very hungry, and it's up to Jon to see if he still wants to do this and if the UFC can compensate him good, because I think he deserves it. So it's going to be a...
Jon Jones might be the GOAT, but Georges St-Pierre just dropped a fucking truth bomb. Nobody beats time. And when GSP speaks, the whole MMA world listens today. We're diving deep into what GSP really thinks about Jon ducking Tom Aspinall, and why this fight could either cement Jones's legacy or expose him at the very end. Let's be clear, Georges St-Pierre still calls Jon Jones the greatest to ever do it. He straight up says, if I had to send one fighter into the fucking Coliseum, I'm sending Jon Jones. That's the highest praise you can get, but then boom, GSP hits us with reality. Nobody beats time translation, Jon's 37, Aspinall's in his prime, and time is undefeated. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, the biggest heavyweight fight of the decade, but Jones is acting like it's beneath him. He's talking legacy, he's talking money, he's talking retirement, while Tom Aspinall is out here bodying top contenders like he's doing F-King speed runs. Jones has fought one heavyweight in his career, one pulled out of UFC 295, been inactive for almost a year, and now he's saying he'd rather fight Pereira, a guy who's never fought at heavyweight, than the current interim champ? Bruh, the math ain't mathing. So what's Georges St-Pierre say about all this? He's not taking shots, but he's not sugarcoating Cesar either. GSP's take is clear. If Jones wants to go out as the GOAT, this is the fight. And if he doesn't want it, that's fine, but fans will talk. Quote, it's up to Jon to see if he still wants to do this, and if the UFC will pay him what he deserves, legacy versus leverage. That's what this is really about. And Georges knows it. GSP's warning isn't just about Jon Jones. It's about every aging fighter you can be the GOAT. But when the new era hits, you better show up or shut up. Tom Aspinall is younger, faster, hungrier, and he's got nothing to lose. Meanwhile, Jones is on legacy mode, but GSP's words ring loud, nobody beats time. So if Jon wants to go out on top, this is it. If he ducks Tom, that's all we'll remember. Does the UFC cough up the bag and force Jones versus Aspinall? Or do they let Bones ride off into the sunset, untouched but unfinished? Drop your takes in the comments. Is Jon Jones ducking Tom Aspinall? Or is he just being smart, protecting his GOAT status and his bag? And smash that like button if you're sick of big fights dying because of boardroom bullst. Subscribe for more uncensored MMA chaos. Because the fights aren't just in the cage anymore. They're in the contracts, in the negotiations, and sometimes in the F-King shadows.
Jon Jones just shut the fucking door on Tom Aspinall, and he didn't just close it politely. He slammed that seed shot like a heavyweight KO.
I feel like Tom's been such an asshole that I don't want to do business with him. It's just...
Yeah, you heard that right. No unification, no King versus King. Jones says Aspinall's never getting the fight.
Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Are you ready for the interim championship? According to a remarkably good source, Jon Jones is going to be afforded the ability to wait 180 days, which is equivalent to 6 months, which is what he asked for. Tom Aspinall is going to fight with Cyril Gane. And now we're going to defend an interim champion with the existence of an undisputed champion, which is against the laws of logic.
Heading into UFC 309, Jon Jones made one thing very clear. If he beats Stipe Miocic, there are only two options. Option 1, a super fight with Alex Pereira. Option 2, retire and vanish. And guess who's not part of the plan? Tom fucking Aspinall. Jones quote clip. He's such an a-hole, I don't even want to do business with him. Jones isn't just turning it down. He's blaming Tom for the whole damn thing. Says Aspinall's from the influencer generation and blew his chance by running his mouth. Let's be real, Tom. Aspinall is everything the UFC needs right now. Explosive, dangerous, and he's finishing top guys like it's fucking target practice. But to Jon, he's nothing more than another Cyril Gane, another hype train, another name who's hot today. Bruh. Tom isn't Ganey. Tom's got finishes, a belt, and he avenged his only loss. And oh yeah, he's been carrying the division while you've been injured.
One fight that you get, like, of course it's you, but I'm talking about you want to see more than any other fight in 2025.
So I get asked this every year. And this year, it would be Aspinall Jones. That's the biggest fight in heavyweight history. And at the end of the day, what my job is to give the fans what they want. And that's what the fans want.
Let's call it like it is. This feels like a duck. Jon's fought exactly one heavyweight one. He pulled out of UFC 295, sat out nearly a year, and now he's saying FK the interim champ, and Sonnen's not wrong. The UFC crowned an interim champ, now they won't unify. How does this make sense? Instead of Aspinall, Jon wants Alex Pereira. Yup, the light heavyweight champ. Jon claims Pereira is respectful and has accolades. But what about the weight class? Pereira's never even fought at heavyweight. Jones quote, "Pereira is cool. I'd risk it all with him. So let's get this straight. Jon would rather jump divisions, fight a striker from a different fucking weight class, than fight the actual no one contender."
I have two legends in the sport that wanted to fight each other. These guys are lined up. One guy gets hurt. And this is the fight that they both want. What do you do? You don't show the guys the respect. And I guarantee you this, if Stipe wins, Stipe's going to retire. You know what I mean? This will be Stipe's last fight. So are you, the media, telling me I should just tell Stipe to fuck off and, good luck to you, Stipe. Right off into sunset. Go fight some fires and that's a wrap for you, buddy, because Jon got hurt. Or do I show this guy the respect that I should show him and give them both the fight that they want? You know, that's the position I'm in. We had this thing lined up, and again, like you said, if Stipe was 32 years old, then yeah, then that's probably what we do. But this is probably Stipe's last fight, win or lose, and I'm not going to disrespect the guy. He accepted the fight, he was ready for the fight, and Jon got injured. If you don't think that I wouldn't love to just say, hey, let's do fucking Stipe and one of the top 3 heavyweights, and then we do Jon Jones versus, it would be great. But we already agreed to this with these guys. We already had a deal, and Jon got hurt.
Meanwhile, the UFC's heavyweight scene is a total dumpster fire. You've got an injured, inactive champ, an interim champ with no path to gold, a Stipe fight that makes 0 sense for the division, and now a possible Pereira fight? This ain't legacy. This is leverage. Jon knows he holds the cards, and he's playing the game like a fucking CEO. So what do we do with this mess? Should Aspinall keep waiting like a backup dancer? Should Jon be forced to unify? Or should he walk off into the sunset with a padded record? Drop your take in the comments. Is Jones ducking Aspinall, or is he just protecting his bag and legacy? And hit that like if you're tired of politics killing real fights. Subscribe now for more uncensored MMA chaos, because in this era, the fights ain't always won in the cage. They're won in the fucking boardroom.
This fight is going to happen. In fact, this fight is going to happen next. You will not see Jon Jones fight and it not be Tom Aspinall. I can give you that as an assurance. I can't do it the other way. I cannot tell you that there's no scenario where Tom Aspinall fights and it would be against anyone but Jon Jones. I can't do that. I'm very close. I can go further. You will see Jon Jones fight Tom Aspinall. All the reports that you've heard that Jon is holding this fight up, they're not true. Jon has gone to the media and he's had his fun. The litmus test is when that phone rings and it's Dana White, what is said in that moment. That's the only way you go into the category of delaying and or ducking. That did not happen. That is a false report.
Just when we thought the heavyweight unification bout between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall was set, Chael Sonnen throws a curveball. One day, he claims the fight is finalized. The next, he suggests otherwise. Let's unravel this tangled web. On his YouTube channel, Chael Sonnen confidently stated that Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall was agreed, all the way down to the date. This sparked excitement among fans eager for the heavyweight unification bout. Sonnen later walked back his statement, suggesting that while Aspinall's next fight is set, it might not be against Jones. Instead, he hinted at a matchup between Aspinall and former interim champion Cyril Gane. The heavyweight division has been in flux since Francis Ngannou's departure in 2023. Jon Jones captured the vacant title by defeating